everybody. This is Wallow. Somebody called me Wallow. I sometimes call people names with O's at the end. I don't know why I do it. But you ever come up with a nickname of a person, but the name doesn't really make sense, but it's just very appropriate for your relationship or where you don't want your relationship to go or maybe where you want to stay. Anywho, my name is Wallace. And I am a friggin' vampire. I was gonna say another word. I forget what it was. Started with an F, but not a bad word. Anyways, y'all, I think it's been a little bit since I made a video. Since then, I have been becoming evil. But clearly, I'm a really good guy. If you watch other videos, you know that I have trained. Let's be honest here. Okay, let me first state that right now I am evil. Okay, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Okay. And also number 2, I am a vampire. And number 3, I am a leader. I have a very, very strong ethical values. And going back to number 2, my number 1 rule. I've got 3 rules. But the 2 top rules. Don't hurt anyone, number 1, and number 2, obey the laws and always be ethical. Try your best to be ethical. So even if I'm evil, they'll still apply. So here's the thing. Okay. So let me tell a couple quick little snippet of a story to explain where I've been, what I've been kind of doing or whatever. So what I've learned. So if I recall correctly, there's a couple videos where I'm just I think I used the phrase sickeningly good. Well, it's definitely that. Go around just oh, hey, let me be your friend. Hey, let me help you. No, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually this is my thing. At the time, it was just who I was, right? Still who I am. It's still there. It's under a blanket sleeping. You know what I mean? It's under a rug. It's a bug under the rug. That's a better way to say it. But the effect of being so gosh darn sweet and raising everybody up and being on my best behavior, as a leader, and being this white knight in shining armor. The effect of that on my body is trying to think of something creative to say. It was just bad. To me, I was thinking today, I was taking a shower and I was thinking to myself, being good is being selfless. That's how this is just my rendition, my not so much my opinion, but my belief and how I perceive it. So anywho, being good is the focus on selflessness and helping others. Being evil, in not so many words, is the opposite of that. It's where you're thinking about yourself. So I was so gosh darn sweet that I started to get really sick. I have training. I have extensive training. This is not my first rodeo. Doing a lot of good things, there's a cycle that comes with it. For instance, you try your best, you start doing good, and then you start doing really good because you start warming up, and then suddenly you're just really, really, you're just going around helping people because this is what this is just me. I'm just saying, and then you kind of fall off the horse, so to speak. What I mean by that is that your body starts. Well, I'm talking in kind of like in second person, but my body um, started to basically say, "Hey," it started to not. How do I say this without making myself feel not good? Like I wasn't taking care of myself, and it kind of culminated to last night where I'm just like taking something. I'm not really sure if anything specific happened, but I remember I lost my key to my apartment. And I'm like, how could I do this? Like, I'm like, it's like very, very, very important. That's one of those things that it's it could only happen if I had a hole in my backpack. And this is what I'm saying. It could only happen realistically. Let me rephrase that. If I had a hole in my backpack, or if I was intentionally screwing myself over, and that was the outcome. I could see that. I could see the signs of me not taking care of myself the way I should be. You give so much to others that you lose yourself, and that's the point of being good, right? To an extent, within boundaries. And if that's what you choose to do, and that's who you are, there's a lot of, it's a big topic, a very big conversation. But for me, I'm clearly a vampire. Okay. So, do I, do I think it's good to be good at times? Of course. That's when you can really train people up to be leaders. For me, I learned that. I was not the best, but I was a really, I remember the word I was going to say at the beginning of this, fraglin. I was going to say fraggin. It's not a word. I hope it's not a word. It's like friggin, but fraggin is more fun to say. I was a fraggin good leader. Really friggin fraggin, really good. Just going around like one thing after another. Might as well just go join the Justice League. I think it's DC. Yeah, it's DC. The comic book heroes. Might as well just go join the Justice League. Put on a hat. Don't know why I'm there, but they're like, why is this guy there? Well, we hear he's a vampire and he's a fragging good leader. Might as well. He's not going to lead our team. No way in heckin'. No way in heckin' he's going to lead our team. But that's his superpower, and he, for some reason, he's wearing short shorts. He's wearing I don't know if I'd be wearing a tank top. I'd probably wear a tank top and short shorts. He looks kind of weird, but man, he's given up everything just to be the goodest, the most goody two shoes leader that he could possibly fraggin' be. And dang, is he good at it. Gosh darn, he is just the, the goodest person at bringing people up. I mean, that is his thing. And I've got videos talking about like climbing a mountain and stuff like that. Um, just keep on climbing. Come on, buddy, keep on climbing. Keep on doing good. Keep on going. Keep climbing the mountain forever. Keep climbing. And then all of a sudden, why am I? What the? Reality hits, right? I'm like, I feel like such a good person. Why is my body failing me? Well, there's more to it than that, than just what I want. And that is a good lesson, actually, that I even say that. There's more to even being good. You still want something. You want to help others. It's still wanting something. So, to me, it is. So, anywho, um, I think I came to a realization of the fact that I need to start taking care of myself. I said, okay, well, this is a really good opportunity, and I am a trained, experienced leader. I know what I need to do to train myself. It's not like it's not just that I can train other people. I know how to train. The same things work on me too, and I realize how my body works. And I have experiences and knowledge and wisdom of wisdom. That's the proper word. Of what works on me and what don't, as far as training and changing my mentality. So I said, okay, if all I can do is good right now, and gosh darn, it's gonna also be good. When you do good, you shouldn't. It's not like you're concerned about the outcome so much. It's like if you're doing a good thing, it's like, well, it's like, well, the outcome's gonna be good, most likely. It's a good thing. You feel right about it. What's the point? You know. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I know it's gonna have effect on me, and I'm already in kind of a selfless, self-sacrificing mindset. So I'm like, sure, no problem, be a good guy. And then problem with being too self-sacrificing too much is that, like I said, you give too much of yourself, you start to. There's certain things that you shouldn't give up, should I say? Like, have you? And I explained this in another video where, in the last couple videos, that um, when you're wronged, there's a difference. When you're wronged and you don't try to right it, but you do the. This is a little secret that I found out, that it can. This is a way to change a person, train a person, should I say, but also affect their mentality. And I did this thing on this training on myself. I'm well aware of it. So I was wronged. I felt I was wrong, and I just didn't do anything about it. That's fine. That's not really going to have a big effect on me as a person. If I say, okay, well, I'm gonna be good about it. Be adult, and the next day, I could just kind of walk it off, or do some other things. Maybe have a conversation with the person or with somebody else, and go through some therapy if I have to. It depends on the severity of the wrongness done to me. Those are all great things. But if you take it a step further, in which I did, not if I'm a goody two shoes, here's a little trick. The person who wronged you, not only am I going to turn the other cheek, I'm going to do a sacrifice play. Is what I call it. Sacrifice plays when you go ahead and your next leadership move is for the other person. It's not for you. And the sacrifice sometimes, um, is your well-being, my well-being. And lo and behold, I was right. Losing my apartment key, being all kinds of unhappy with myself. My body said, you did the right thing, but you're doing too much. You did so much right that it was wrong. It's wrong for me. I wronged myself. It's like I got wronged, and then I just went ahead and wronged myself. My body says, hold on a minute. What are you doing? Well, that's me working with my the nature of who I am. So anywho, uh, clearly, like you can see me right now lighting up, talking about good things and being good. Um, but it's kind of temporary, and at least I plan for it to be. Uh, I don't know how temporary. Uh, Kind of sad, honestly. It feels so good being good. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm not going for being selfless. I'm going for being uh, caring about myself. And it you would what I would probably say to that, my one of my first thoughts in the past would be, well, what about the outcomes? What am I trying to get? What am I trying to get? Blah, 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 that one, like, I want to say ugly person. It's not. They're not like physically ugly, but they're like ugly on the inside. You kind of see that ugliness, and I'm just like, what am I gonna get out of this bug? Ah, I don't want a bug to fly in my mouth. That make me real sad. No, it's not about that. It's about training, uh, but also, self fulfillment, and about being, learn more about being a vampire and being true to myself, and so back to being evil. Um, yeah. Um, I wouldn't say I have so much of a there's not anything specific that I want. I just want to take care of myself. So I think that's basically what I want. There are some life improvements that I want to make, some decisions to improve my life that I wouldn't make if I was so focused on doing good and helping people. I wouldn't have time. Um, I think that's pretty simple. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Uh, Also want to have fun. I feel like I'm part of the team the team that I work with. I like a family to me, and by being evil, I keep saying that word. It's a very strong word. It's a very not good word, clearly. But I'm using it. I'm using the word loosely. Uh, but by being evil, I know there's a lot of opportunities that I couldn't of reaching a, a places in a relationship that I could not do just being a goody two shoes, trying to make everyone feel better. You know, that's the reality of it. I know that to be true. So, yeah, it's two sides to a coin. Um, Now, I was thinking about this, I'm not 100% sure about this. This is kind of my hypothesis, but I believe it to be true that as a vampire, when I'm a goody two shoes, vampirism is in the back of my mind. It's like I'm a practitioner of vampirism. Even though I am a vampire, I'm not the vampire side of me is in the back, like if this was a theater or something, or like a play or whatever. I would be sitting that part of me would be sitting way in the back, kind of chilling. But from an evil mindset, when I'm evil, um, the vampire side of me, I thought this is my thinking, what I thought about, what I hypothesized, but what I also feel is true, what I believe to be true. But the vampire side of me is way up front. It's in the front row. It's in the front row eating popcorn and laughing too loud, you know. And I think that's really good for me, really good for self growth and what I'm doing right now, with these videos and a lot of other things. So, uh, clearly, I'm a very well known vampire. A lot of people love me. But here's the thing, they may love me, but they love the vampire me, the vampire side of me, the evil vampire. That sounds really bad. You don't probably wouldn't want to say that. Hey guys, I'm an evil vampire. Maybe if you said it like that, it might be all right. Uh, but people, more than they love me, they love the evil vampire. Uh, don't ask me why. I had to learn this. I was very skeptical and very timid, to say the least, when I was first, coming out of my shell, opening up. But I found out, I thought people that I knew were trying to like help me kind of, develop myself and be more open. But no, they were not helping. They were pushing, quite literally, not literally, but they were like, yes, yes, more of this, more. This is awesome. This is what I want. This is what I've been waiting for. I want to see the vampire. I want to see the evil vampire. I want to see the guy at the top of his game. I want the best. I want to see the best of the best of the of of this of this experience, of this show that's going on that I didn't even know was a thing until this guy shows up. I didn't even know that this was a thing until this dude just appeared like a fairy tale or whatever. And but 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 the evil vampire, now that is what I want. That's what I've been denied as a person who's seeing all this. I've been denied this um, entertainment. You know, I don't know what word. I don't think entertainment is the right word, but I keep saying evil vampire, and every time I feel this like I don't like saying it. I don't think anyone should like saying that. Like that, it's one of those things. But it's like, but like the more I say it, the more I think about it from my perspective and how I talk about my mindset and clearly, I still hold true to my values, my rules. Um, it's still very like it's a lot easier to there's an expression, it's easier to swallow, it's easier to digest, it's easier to I don't think it's that complicated, you know to understand. uh, but um, I'm not here as an entertainer, and I like saying I'm an entertainer, even though I'm just being real for the most part. I'm not here for the shock value. You know, I'm not into that. Frankly, I'd rather people. I feel like if you're in it for like the shock value, you're thinking about what you're presenting and where a person's at. You know, mentally what they're thinking about, and then you're presenting them something that may shock them. Like you're on a different level. That's not my intention. I want to bring an awareness to vampires. To myself and my life. It's about uh, not so much raise. I don't like. Here's the thing. This is something an evil person would say, and I love it. I don't want to bring you up to my level. You know, I just want to bridge the gap. I want to build a bridge so that we can communicate back and forth. But I don't want to go to your. I don't want to be on your level, and I don't want you to be on my level. I wouldn't want that. Even if my level is, I don't think in terms of up and down. It's just we're not on the same page. I don't want to be on the same page as you. I don't want you to be on so you can't be on the same page as me. But we can talk. You know, we can relate to things, and so another good thing about being evil. I'm like the dorky version of evil, but some people really. I was gonna say something. Oh, let me just finish what I was saying. When things happen to me, it don't really bother me that much. You know, clearly, things just happen a lot. People go and do things. Like as far as like, um, not being respectful. But it don't bother me none. In this kind of mindset, it may affect me and it may cause me to think. But it won't really bother me none. Not compared to being a goody two shoes like I was. Being a goody two shoes. Oh yeah, it'll affect me. Forget what I was gonna say. Don't matter much. I do feel this is one thing I did want to talk about. I do feel hollow inside, and I'm aware that this feeling is something I remember. It's kind of there's an emptiness inside, and I'm not sure if that's replacing my drive that was there to help others. But my purpose. I felt like my purpose was very clear. That's one of the good things, about being good. It's like I know what I'm going to do. Um, but with this hollow feeling inside, I'm like, well, I guess I can fill it with different things, if I know what I'm doing. But I do want to take it slow. Continue to take things slow. There's ain't no real hurry. Uh, Here's the problem, and this is something that I know is going to be a problem. I mentioned before about people pushing me because they're saying, "Hey, Wally's different now. Think of all things we can do." I've been waiting for this. That people start pushing me. You know, and yeah, I can be an asshole. I can just say no. But I'm just it's one of those things too where if you're I know I can pull it off, pull off saying, uh, hey, I need some more time, I just need time, I'm kind of working through this. But, say it in a way that a pushy person might actually listen to, be like, ah, ha, 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 yeah, 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 but, I'm taking some time. You know? So. In the past, I haven't been too great at it's not that I can't say no or to pushy people or whatever. You know, people who get excited and they're like, "Hey, let's go do this." It's not that I can't say no. Is that in the past I've realized that kind of in an evil mindset, you gotta be ethical. You gotta have boundaries and be ethical. If you don't have, it's absolutely necessary, like critical, I should say. It's critical to have boundaries and ethics. Um, it's critical for it's very important for me. Uh, so if you have boundaries and ethics, saying no to someone who's excited and you know maybe very very adoring of you, it's a lot. Then you can blame your values, but no, it's not about them. Not the values. It's not about the people, the other people who are being pushy. I was thinking about this a little right before I made this video. It's like, I'm hanging out with adults. I want to hang out with adults. I don't want to. Um, I feel like adults are easy. Adults are way, 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 way easy to communicate with. Um, talking, just mention boundaries. So, for the most part, most adults that I know, you don't really need to mention that. You don't need it's a thing that's already doesn't need to be said. People adults have boundaries and values. Um, at least the adults that I'm willing to communicate with, I should say. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just end the video here. And I talked about a lot of things, and I appreciate people walking with me through uh, this journey of mine. And yeah, not so much a goody two shoes anymore. Or not at all, really. I just feel that hollowness inside. I wish there was a term for it, like a vampire hollowness. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's alright. Just gotta get used to it. I don't know. I do feel sad. There's definitely some sadness that I feel. But, it's what I gotta get through. It's not like depression or anything. It's not like really, really deep sadness. It's like just like a hollow sadness. Uh, but at least I'm taking care of myself better now, and I know that as I progress, I'll be taking better care of myself. So it's good. And all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and appreciate y'all for watching.